Today we're talking about some interesting drama in the roller skating world, a bunch of brand new skates, multiple new Soulplate options for Razor SLs, and much more. Kia ora, good evening and welcome to Blading News. I got some good drama to start off today, as always. This is over in the roller skating sphere, coming from this brand called LAZO'S that you may have heard of. It's a new roller skating brand that popped up recently. It has a really solid team of roller skaters, some of the best in the game. The roller skaters on their team were showing off like care packages from this company, as well as alluding to just it is a brand and a video premiere. This video premiere has well and truly happened right now. You've probably heard of the video. It's called Fast Forward. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It is really good. It's a great video. As a aggressive rollerblader, I've really enjoyed watching it. Made it through the whole thing. There's some great skating in it, and it's just got a lot of passion in it, and it was quite refreshing to watch. Highly recommend it. And it was all advertising this brand, LAZO'S. This brand hadn't released any products yet. They just had an Instagram where they posted stuff, and we're talking about this today because they recently announced their first product. This is actually it was a few weeks ago now, a couple weeks ago. When they announced it, they didn't show off what the product was. They just told you to go to their website. And I was led here from some roller skaters I knew, and they all loved this product. So I was like, it could be something for the show, right? I go check it out. And I was very surprised by what the product was. The product they have launched with is some very expensive premium shoes that look a lot like roller skates, but without the skates part, you know? This really surprised me. I was not expecting to see this as their first product. You know, it felt like a very roller skater company. For the product to not be like directly roller skate related was quite surprising. And I just wanted to see what people's reaction was to that in the scene, and it seemed like I wasn't the only one. I'm not even a quad skater, but there was a lot of interesting reactions to this point. A lot of people reflecting what I just said right there. Don't get me wrong, though, it was both ways. As you can see, all the top comments here are people who actually really like this drop and think that it's good that they're branching out. But there were a lot of comments I was seeing of people being like, how can this team of roller skaters be selling something that's so not for roller skaters? Here's one, for example. In what way do roller skaters need $245 ankle boots for them in order to skate? If anything, flip-flops would make more sense, which, holy shit, I relate with so much, man. Anyway, why did you pretend to be a fresh roller skating media outlet when you were just trying to sell shoes unrelated to the entire scene? What is the added value that the super expensive feminine-coded shoe for the community, other than being another vessel for consumerism? Okay. Anyway, that's the TLDR. There was a lot of comments of this, and these comments followed LAZO'S Instagram. And to this day, they still haven't posted a single picture of their product, of the shoes at all. And this reflected in this comment here from Roller Scab saying, I can clearly see how super proud LAZO is of their boots they released. Still not a single picture in sight. Comments like that have been following them the whole way. People being like, you have no idea. Like they have just ignored the scene pretty much, ignoring all the drama, just doing what they're doing. And this kind of reflected how I felt about this myself. Even though I'm not a roller skater, it was so surprising to see this. To target roller skaters that use roller skating and rollerblading to sell shoes to someone, it just seems so wrong because you already buy, like, you obviously care about skates. You want to be on skates. Shoes are probably lower down your priority. Like the person originally said, like, the best shoes for a rollerblader or a roller skater is something you can slip on and off easily so you can skate more easily, you know? In my opinion anyway. And I tried to explain this to my girlfriend, and then she kind of opened my eyes to this. Reaction was pretty much like, what are they mad about? They're just selling a product, you know? Like, why does it matter? And yeah, I couldn't really dispute that. That's right. That's good overall. And this is what a lot of the positive comments about this product were saying as well. But essentially, what is the harm in branching outside of the kind of the niche you're in? You know, it does feel very disconnected to me as someone outsider to like put out such a good like roller skating video and sell a product that has absolutely nothing to do with it. It seems just not connected at all. But I do overall think you can't really complain about someone trying to bring in money from the outside into like a niche sport. It's ultimately a really good thing, you know. The more money, obviously more people will buy shoes than will buy skates out there, you know. And the more money you bring in, the more you can support skaters and the more you can support the scene and do more cool things. And it's something I see a lot of like elitist skateboarders talk about that I can't believe all the time. But I would love to know what you guys think about this. A good comparison I would make would be like if instead of John Julio coming back with them skates after closing Valo, he came back and sold shoes. Shoes is the best example because, like I said, I feel like it's the one product that rollerbladers don't need. There's the one product rollerbladers don't need. I don't know. Anyway, let's get on to some new products that are coming out, okay? So starting off with skates, we have a lot of new skates to talk about, surprisingly, and they are all super sick. So if you need new skates, it's the right time to be looking. First off, Mesmer has finally announced the pre-orders for their beautiful white skate they've been teasing for a while now. That comes in new shell sizes. They actually tweaked a lot of the shell sizes here too, which ultimately has just confused me. I'm not gonna lie. Billy O'Neill is in the comments here clarifying that they kind of just made them more true to size. But why can't sizes not be complicated? It's such a hurdle for blading, man. Why does it all gotta be different? But these are sick. I always get so disheartened when I see people in the comments just being so confused about sizing and blading, man. Just being like, wait, they're different now? You know, but to give you the direct updates of what they've done, they've redesigned the shell, which provides more space for the front foot. See, what the hell does that even mean, dude? I assume that means your toes, but like, you need to try these to know this shit. But anyway, they recrafted the Mesmer liner, making it thinner and more responsive. Reworked the back of the shell to prevent the cuff from overextending. That's good. Revamped the recess for screws, anti-rivets, and bolts for improved functionality. Added the top eyelid for shoelaces to provide additional support and stability. That's the old Razor's move. Remember that? Tougher PA Soulplates, which will last longer. Modified U-cut cuff. Look at the sizing chart breakdown, man. Like, it's just, this is so sad, man. That's just so confusing, man. Like, holy shit, dude. It's such a nightmare to buy skates. The skates are also no longer using their PU type plastic just to keep the price point down, which is good. They look good. Not the only skate that's new though. We have a couple new skates from USD. First up is this new gray Sway 60 team skate. It's the one that people thought was Michael Witzman's pro skate. It's not. His pro skate's a wild color. Can't wait for you guys to see it. This features the new buckle, which is nice. The new Kaiser buckle, which is stronger, better design. Be interesting to see how that performs. But it's overall a really cool colorway. I think it's quite smooth. It's going to be hard to choose skates. Not the only new skate for them though. They also dropped a nice, beautiful white Aeon, which features the new buckle as well. It's a white Aeon, Aeon 60, looks sweet. Here's what Sam Croft's skating right now. It's a great colorway, man. It would look good with some laces, by the way, but the blue with the white, looking very nice. And speaking of the USD team, Eugen Ian is actually already posted promos for both of these skates, even though they both dropped. He's switched between both. I don't know how he does it, man. As someone who's switched skates for reviews on YouTube, it is really hard to switch skates back to back like that. These two edits were posted 2 weeks apart, two completely different feeling skates, and both of them they're not like filler edits. They're so good, man. Eugen is unstoppable. I actually asked him if he is affected by changing skates. And he did tell me that, yeah, it does affect him, but he's gotten quite good at adjusting pretty much. And he has a specific feel he likes in a skate that he goes for. But if he needs to, he can usually, after like a quick session or two, can get used to a skate enough to put an edit like this out, which is very impressive. Makes him a massive asset for USD. I'm sure that's making them very happy. It's very impressive. Keep it coming, Eugen. I love it. And then I have a quick update for them. They do have a new skate out, but it is just the black 909 and the new shell sizes, the medium and not so extra small. There was this weird Alex Brosco post he did on his story, which is confusing. I just can't believe Alex Brosco puts this crazy clips in his story. It's insane. But this end of the clip here is very confusing to me. I was wondering if this was what this was advertising. You're not so extra small, homie. But I assume he's just advertising he's skating the not so extra small black boot there. It looks great, by the way. It looks very unique, you know? I think that's all the lead is, though. Once again, one of the best skaters in the world. He's skating anti-rocker. Anyway, it even looks freestyle there, actually. I'm not gonna lie. The final skate I want to talk to you guys about tonight is Aero KY1 skate. It got another update, and it's now available for purchase. They're made to order. There's a bunch of different shell sizes. The sizes you can get are 6.5 to 7, 7.5 to 8, 9, and 10 US for now. Yeah, they're made to order, and they are 454 euros, something like that. Very interesting looking skate though. Definitely will stand out. Looks very different to anything else on the market. It's got the carbon cuff that you only see in this in Icon skates, which is interesting. I would love to see how these skate. There's a lot of little pieces to them. They look cool though, and I'd like to see someone investing rollerblading like this. So if you're interested, go check them out. Moving on from skates to skate parts, the long awaited TB-65 blank flat frames are here. It's a 64mm flat frame which features one-sided hardware. It looks sweet. on these, the new Rollerblade blank skates now, the team ones, beautiful gray. They also feature some new hydrogen wheels. Those wheels are excellent, by the way, some of the best I've tested, and it looks like a massive upgrade from the original blank frame. But one thing that did stand out to me, that over on the website here and in the comments and stuff, they mentioned that this is also, you can ride this 64mm flat, which is quite big. You can also ride it 60mm flat, which Tony, one of the team members himself, Tony Woodland, you know who Tony is, what am I saying? He says he's skated both. He didn't say which one he skates, but he's skated both. I would assume the 60 is probably a good 60 flat, but the red flag to me was the fact that it also stated that you can skate it anti-rocker. Now I hope that is just because you can technically skate any frame anti-rocker, you know, that's probably the most flexible way to skate a skate, you know. But if it has been designed for any way with anti-rocker in mind to be good, that is how you find a not so good flat frame, in my opinion. You can't do both. You can only do one. You got to stick in a lane, you know. If you want to be a flat frame, you really got to focus on that. Otherwise, you're going to have wheel bar issues no matter what. So I hope that's not the case. But they do look good. It looks like there's a great amount of wheel bar protection. I don't know why I said anti-rocker. But yeah, and I would love to try these out one day. Hopefully I get to. They look good. On to Soulplate news though. First up, we have these beautiful neon green Soulplates for the Sways. It's the one that's supposed to be compatible with like everything, but it's not, you know. But they're in this beautiful green color, which is gonna look dope, as well as black. Good to see. We like to have parts to keep our skates going. There's also a brand new slider from Razor's, which is a bit more exciting, where they've simplified the design, and now it's just one piece, not a 3-piece. It's one long piece, which I think is smart. It didn't need to have 3 different pieces, you know. It was kind of overkill in my opinion. I love that Soulplate, man. It's super fun to skate, but I do remember it being weird sometimes where it would just randomly kind of stick on alley-oop Marchios, stuff like that. I could never work out why. It was always going to kind of start to wear the Soulplate down more than the sliders. And I think it's just because there's too many parts, man. They got to give a little bit of give. There's a lot to catch on. So I think this is going to be much better. And speaking of SLs, it's a good time to be someone who skates SLs, because there's another new sole plate here coming from Angled Soles. It's not out yet, but it's just a beefier, bigger sole plate that Jake Dotson has been testing out. Here you can see here how much bigger it is. Can I enhance that? That's huge, man. At first I thought this was a Genesis boot. It changed the look of that boot so much. But here we have some footage of Jake Dawson testing them out. I mean, that dude could skate anything, right? I don't know if that's a good example to test. They need to have like someone who can't skate at all skate them and then suddenly be able to skate like Jake Dawson. Then you're going to sell millions. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. Apparently, they plan to do more sole plates for Razor skates and hopefully some collabs in the future. And yeah, hopefully it all works out. They're testing right now. You can't get them, but I'll keep you informed when they're out. And then I want to give you a quick Standard Skate Co. update. They just released this sizing information and it's done very well. This is something that Law has put a lot of energy into. He really wants to make sure it's easy for you to tell what size skate you should get. And this is the first step to that. It's a sizing chart, one of the best ones I've seen, where you can print it out. It has the measurements for not only the shell, but the stock liner that comes with it. So you really know if your foot's going to fit in there or not. You can print it out to scale. It gives you good instructions to do it. Definitely worth trying out. He's actually doing regular open days at Balance Distribution Warehouse right now. There's one coming up soon where you can actually physically try on the skates, which if you can do, you should definitely go check it out. The skates, they must be just around the corner, man. I should have asked Law, I probably could have, but if he's putting out the sizing, you know the sizing's locked down, which means they just got to get made at this point, right? And to round off today's show with some really good news, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has got a release date, the 18th of August on Steam and Switch, PlayStation and Xbox a little bit later. Now this is that Jet Set Radio style game with every action sport in it that I'm so hyped for. I'm going to be streaming it on Twitch the day it comes out before things go to plan. So if you want to see that, consider following me on Twitch. I'll let you know if it's going to be worth buying. But as always, I want to give a massive thank you to my Blade News correspondents. That's Palmer, Matt, Sonic Sports, and Tice. I would not be able to do this without them, as well as the rest of my patrons and members. And just to be real for a moment, at this stage of chasing this dream for the last 5-6 years, or however long I'm scared to even look, every hour I put into YouTube now, I've started to feel very guilty about, because it doesn't pay the bills and it doesn't give me any security for my future. You know, my future's so unsure right now from all the time I put into this that yeah, it just doesn't feel good. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that the only way I'm going to be able to achieve my dream of what everyone would love to do, right, of being a full-time rollerblading content creator, you know, to get to rollerblade for a job and make videos, would be if I become fan funded, which means you guys fund me through Patreon, something like that. Which is why I've been really pushing Patreon. I've been making at least one video a month for just patrons, but I ultimately had the goal of making that my like main, most important social media. If you're in there, you know everything about me. And I also like to make it the #1 hub for like rollerblading news, a place to discuss it, the place where I'll post all the inside scoops and leaks again and stuff that comes out to get the reaction straight away. And more importantly, I want to feel like I've earned you guys sign-ups for Patreon. Like you feel like it's giving you some value. And I want to put my all into doing that as my last attempt to achieve my dream of being able to do what I love, which is making videos for you guys and skating as a job. So if you can afford it and that sounds good to you and you're interested at all, consider checking out my Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. It would mean the absolute world if you sign up and give me some more security for the future. It'd be life-changing for me. Massive thank you again to my patrons that are already there. But if you can't, no worries. Don't worry. I get it. I understand. And I will continue to make these videos for free for as long as I possibly can. And most importantly, if you have a chance to go skate right now, today, use it. Go for it. Go for a skate. You won't regret it. This is your excuse, okay? And thank you so much for even hearing me out at this point. It says a lot. I appreciate you a lot if you're here hearing me out right now at the end of this video. So yeah, anyway, hope you get to go for a skate once again, and I'll see you guys later on.